ontological proof, epistemological proof, moral proof, teleological proof. There are no proofs necessary. Guru Nanak Dev Ji claims there is one, and Sat. So he's not leaving. It's not a tautological sentence. The name is true. In Sat word ki hai, to on that again. If you look at it, Sat is again I would say when I did a little analysis of it. It's more like expanding, going to be. That's the root of the word. Us, to be, to become, so forth. So that's the root of the word. So the name of this being is ever-growing, true, reality but not a reality that's closed, but a reality that goes on to infinity. And that's Satnam. And then Katta, creator, Purusha. Maybe instead of using the word creator, I have come across translations which use the word maker. It's a big difference. Maker is somebody, oh yeah, it's very much in the Judeo-Christian world. God said, let there be light. You read the Old Testament, let there be light, and there was light. So God orders, the word comes to be. Creation is something. Creation is more something coming out, emerging from that identity. It's not kind of something ordering, let there be light, and there was light, and so forth. It's not a chasm as such. So it would be inappropriate to use the word maker. Creator, you have to use Purusha. Wherever I read any translation of Vyadanta, Purusha, yes. Grammatically, Sanskrit language, rich Hindi language, Purusha means gender. And it is inclusive. But we it's both male and female. But we kind of limit it to the male, which shouldn't be. And also, we kind of bring the Sankhya analysis into it. Purusha versus Prakriti. Prakriti is Maya, Purusha is that. वो जो dualism है, वो सारी Sikhism which नहीं है, कितने नहीं है. So we have to really consciously, and I can read you, जो सतनाम है, तो सारा कुछ शक्ति है. कि उसने कितना है, वाहिगुरु ने की बनाया है क्या? Ikokar Satnam, right? That's what we read. And then everything is truth. I'm trying to kind of not read my paper. सच्चे उनका प्यार सब सच्चे तो ही होता है ना. आप सच किया सब आप सच किया सब सभी को वाहिगुरु को बोल के लिए. So everything is from आप सच किया सब. This प्रत्यय सगल ऊपर itself truth creates the truth. All creation comes from the divine. सच्चे ते पवना प्रिया पवने ते जल कोई जल ते थी को साजिया कट जो समय. So everything, whatever in the world there is, the such है. या वो किसी जैसे माया है, जिनके खाना है. So what we are doing is we are importing things from other traditions, bringing that dualistic framework into our own tradition. Yes, there is J Apam, where the Gurus make the difference between Gurmukh and non-Gurmukh. जब उसी मनमुख को तो उसी अपने वाली देखना चाहती वाली जानी है सारा दिन ego, every other, then of course you don't see the divine, then you don't see the one, then you don't discern that one universal principle. When अपने वाली me versus the rest of the world, when you really see the one, जब उसी तरह if your vision is oriented towards the divine, if you really recognize that one, then there is no distinction between him or her, so we need to really see that Katta Purukh is the creator, and it is something beyond gender, somebody who's really kind of creating it. And this is where Sikh theism differs from Monism. Monism, which there's a creator. It's more like oneness, simply. It's a very clearly Katta Purukh. And then it kind of gives just 2 minutes, darling, and then and then it goes into kind of characterizing that one. Character analysis we have. मेरे को मिल रहा है. तुम जब सोचा है और bad ठीक करके these are things that kind of ये dualisms में फलाने को डालते हैं. or yeah, ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੈਰ ਹੈ. These are psychological poisons that do not allow us to kind of create that unity with the rest of the world, and they are the ones that create a veil, parda paa diੰਦੇ ਆ ਉਸ ਵਕਤ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇੱਕੋ ਕਾਰਵਾਈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ. One thing is they kind of do not allow us to see that oneness. The thing is to recognize that oneness, and very, very interestingly, ਮਤਲਬ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਹੈ ਦੋ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿਹਾ ਜਾਵੇ ਮਤਲਬ ਸਭ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦਾ ਨਿਚੋੜ ਹੈ. ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟਰ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਨੂੰ that one is ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ. ਹੁਣ ਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਲਫ਼ਜ਼ ਅਕਾਲ, ਟਾਈਮ ਦਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਮੂਰਤ of shape, and I think that's very clearly delineated that one never takes on any form. No, we are not no incarnation, no God coming in any form, the divine coming in any form. And yet this one is Akal. We sometimes focus on Akal and call it eternal. And I think that word eternal is also wrong. Because eternal is something beyond time. And my point is, my thesis today is, my thesis that I want to share with you is that Sikh theism is a dialectic between time and timeless. The divine is timeless. The divine is also in time. The historical time is very important. That's why our politics, like what is the ground of that? I think the ground of it is really to recognize the divine as a participant in everyday life. Guru Nanak Dev Ji aap hi kehte aad sach, judaad sach, hai bhi sach, Nanak usi bhi sach. Sare tenses aa gaye. Itna hi nahi, but woh to bhi. So it's like very interesting, past, present, future. So that one participates in every phase of life, in every tense of time, flux. You know, Jida the कहता है कि word is flux, so we want Nirvan. Nirvan नहीं क्या सी Nirvan चाहते हैं? सच है, होगा भी सी है, रहेगा भी. So we have to learn to participate in it, to see and recognize and be one with the universe. That the one, the divine, is the theological concept, is the foundation of. At the same time, at the end of the Japji Sahib, Guru Nanak Dev Ji gives the 5 stages, 5 khands of the name. Pehla khand ki hai Taram Khand. Kive shuru hota hai? Rati Rutti Tithi Var. Rati Rutti Tithi Var. I mean, look at his finesse, Guru Nanak Dev Ji's finesse, sophistication. Ki Var aur Tithiyan jive koi lunar te solar calendar ki soni tarah unhone discriminate kita hai. So samjha hai. So time, every concept, he was very knowledgeable. He was very aware of the different nuances of time, and he uses that. And so there's a lot of discussion of time in the Guru Granth Sahib. It comes over and over again. At the same time, this one is Akal. So the one is not bound to time. The one is there, was, will be, and yet the one is right now, where we are sitting in Chandigarh at this moment, whatever the time is, 11 o'clock. That one is with us. And to acknowledge that one is very crucial. And I think this is very important a concept, because in other religions what happens? Time is there, paradise, directed that way. You know, doesn't matter because wife ko ke jo bhi hai, vihisht hai sab kuch. That's wrong. Our word, this word is very beautiful. Aap sach, yes sach. You know, we forget it and we just follow other patterns. We are very different from other religions. People so focused on that word, miss out on this. That's why we can be. That's why we don't have to pronounce the word. We don't have to be recluses. We can be here. We can be in California. We can be running for the parliament there. It really, it doesn't. Where do we get that energy from? Where do we get that force from? From that one time. Because that one, it's in our philosophy, it is in our scripture. That is the rule method. We have to keep in mind that Akal is not divorced from time. The Akal, that timeless reality, is very much a participant in every second, minute, hour, month, day, Does that help, to keep in mind that we are very much bound to time and that one is, but not coming in any form. That will never happen. God will not in any form. Arjuna doesn't take any birth. Will not come in any form. Either Jesus Christ or Krishna or that one is there. Will be with us. Will be with us. We have to see that. Arjuna said, comes manifest. So it's very significant. Guru का gift है, बोलते हैं हाथ से चुका है भी सच, सी है होएगा. Guru का की role. If I want to say how do I define Guru? Guru is that mechanism that brings that infinite one to our consciousness, to our human consciousness, yours and mine and everybody's. So Guru plays that element in between. That's why the Guru Prasad is the Guru, that medium through which we become aware and conscious of that infinite one. So Sikhism, if you were to sum up, is not some kind of a God out there which we follow. And I'll just read you a translation which is kind of used all the time. The UNESCO, the publication OECD, it came out in the 60s, I remember. I just want to read it, and I'm so sorry about my quick translation with here. So I'm just saying, without conjunctions and prepositions, this is about the name of the it conveys the personal and both personal and impersonal qualities of that one. But its epigrammatic style allows conventional theological patterns to slip in. For example, the highly respectable UNESCO translation renders the Mool Mantra in biblical diction. जब बाइबल पढ़ रहे हैं ना वो नहीं आती है. I'm going to read it. There is one God. Eternal truth is His name. उन्होंने भी एक ओंकार सतनाम truth name कहते पाया है. Eternal truth is His name. Maker of all things, करता birth, fearing nothing and enmity with nothing. Timeless is His image. जो कि अकाल मूर्त है. If His father, don't you kind of see a male image? That itself is an aberration. That timeless is His image, not begotten, being of His own being, by the grace of the Guru, made known to Him. UNESCO translation here. This is kind of, it's very good. Please don't take anything wrong, and I'm not criticizing anybody. I don't want to criticize. But all I want to say is that 50 years later, we need to receive some will be charged about it. ऐसा भी मंत्र जो ओरिजिनल है वो नाल पैरल है नहीं डिवॉटन वगैरह. That's what I hear about Christ. Grace, that's very Christian. It's a very different terminology. And we really need to look at this. Look at the beauty of what the Gurus. The Bani is absolutely new, refreshing. It's really a magical word, universe thoughts. But by focusing and by taking on conventional patterns, we have kind of blocked that access to their vision. And I think we need to kind of recharge ourselves. And I have looked at Sikhism from the ontological metaphysical perspective. I have looked at it in my paper, and I can give it to you. You can read it, you can publish it whatever you like. And I've looked at it from an ethical perspective, and I have looked at it from an aesthetic perspective. And in Western philosophy, usually what happens is religion होती है, Kierkegaard and others have put religion here. Ethics होती है, बेटा, the bottom rung, the aesthetics. Aesthetics is what? The heightening of the senses. Aesthetics is the opposite of anesthesia. उसी जानिए और खड़ा नाम तो है, उसी बोले जानिए और खड़ा aesthetic. उसी कुछ नहीं, you don't feel a thing. उन्होंने anesthetic नहीं किया. That's the mode of life we live. They are heightening our senses. देखो, one to five to ini world है. They've charged us to look at the world. We don't have to renounce. We don't have to live for some cashes with the everything. The world is beautiful. Take pride. Hasante, kinante, kanante, kanante, piche hoke hoke. How? So, Vaheguru. That infinite one. Ikokar. Onam Siyakar. So that's what we need to keep in mind. And I will just sum it up. I mean, if I were to make a conclusion from this paper, I would say that Sikh theism is, to sum it all up, Sikh theism is a perpetual dialectic between the finite and the infinite, the particular and the universal, the physical and the metaphysical. It is not monotheistic as such because it does not construe a God above the cosmos, nor does it envision a personal figure who descends into the world in any incarnation. No. It also differs from Plato's perspective, where pure ideas are divorced and distanced from everyday phenomena that is seen and touched. For Plato, what mattered? Form, pure form. The isness of the rose was important, not the rose is everyday. Whereas Guru Nanak Dev Ji, what does he say? Rasya hoge muskar, tab phul pachane. Only the person who can feel the fragrance, can smell the fragrance of the rose, can recognize the rose. So the everyday particular roses, this world is extremely important. So for Plato, only the isness is important, the essence, formlessness, whereas for the Gurus, everything. In contrast, the universal being, Ikokar in Sikhism, highlights the particular, formless, formless, and vice versa. Rose ਦੀ ਅਸਲ ਪਛਾਣ ਹੋਈ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਉਹਦੀ fragrance ਦੀ, ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਨੂੰ ਪਛਾਣੀਏ. That's the beauty of it, that dialectic, constant dialectic. It is important that the dialectic is ever alive, for otherwise Sikh theism is misconstrued. And it is not a pantheistic view because that one is not understood as actually residing within or encapsulated in any form. That one is vitally present in all time and space without being contained in anything as such, and is equally available to each and all of us. To recognize and feel that singular reality and enact upon it is our human obligation. And I would say that is what is identity, Sikh identity is rooted in that. Thank you very much. If there are questions, sure, just for a few minutes, yes.
Questions, please, from the audience.
Yeah, there was one, yes, yes.
So, is it like Gurmukh is someone who stands towards the world?
Louder.
When you say that Gurmukh is someone who stands towards the world?
No. Gurmukh is somebody who stood towards the Guru, the enlightenment. And what does Guru mean? Enlightenment, where there is, no darkness. So this one is, and what is the Guru? The Guru is everything. So that oneness, one who can discern the oneness. So that one sees oneness in everything. Whereas the Manmo is the opposite, where they only see themselves for the limited world. You know what I mean? So Gurmukh is who sees the world. Yes, they are oriented, but they see that oneness in the world. They see that unity in that world. They see the divine in the world. Whereas Manmukh is me, comment, me, I, and I is kind of opposed to the rest of the world. Sorry, is that clear? Any other questions?
By example, please.
Hi, Nikky. I didn't even see you.
Never mind. It's okay. Small question.
Thank you.
I know the words break under the burden of thought.
Yeah.
So, that is good. But traditionalists, could you get good differently? I didn't get your look at what shop. But traditionalists look at it that what permeates everything.
That's what?
Permeates everything.
Yeah. Yes.
But how do you reconcile your definition with that?
No, I think I would go with that. Like even in the Rig Vedic hymn, Purusha Shukta, where there was one and the whole world came from it, I quite agree with that. But what I don't like is the Samkhya interpretation of Purusha, where the Purush is here and the Maya is the word.
No,
Yeah.
that's
So
contradictory to the earlier part
yes,
of the...
but when the Purusha is all-inclusive, I'm fully correct. Or oh, Vilkuti, thank you for that. Because that is very important. The Rig Veda, how did the word come to be? Vedic hymn, Rig Veda number 10, hymn number 90. The word was all this huge person. Huge, and it's a beautiful hymn because, it had 10,000 heads and 10,000 mouths, and as this Purusha is being divided, the world is coming to be. So this is that cosmic unity. And if we take that meaning, it is fully applicable. That. Thank you.
Anyone else, please?
अच्छा बोल रहे हो किसी को लेक्चर
Yes.
How do we go to reach the right destination word? There's so many options. And how to do it?
That's a very very good point. That's why I'm saying look at new translations, look at I really think we need to do more because we are just kind of going. That's what's very sad. I think exactly.
How do we agree upon that this concept is what we want to do?
That's another point. Whether we agree with it or not. But I'm just saying that as a scholar, I agree, and I'm sitting in the remote corner of the world, and I don't know. I'm doing that, and my American students are getting very interested, and they see when they find its relevance, but they're freaked out, and they come to the world. So that's you're all here, distinguished people. It's your think about it. You're a center here. You put your heads together. That's why I do my translations. You can use my translation. Look at it. Has anybody read it here? Hanji, you can get it. Please, I've done the whole Bani. It's like one of the Japsa, Japisa. Where my own sister doesn't see it. So that's what I'm saying. It hurts me. And Penguin published it. Penguin is in the press. It came up from New Delhi. Delhi is hard. Columns over the Sari, 6 in America, really sold it. They really like it very much. Okay, I don't know. Please do. It's there. The Singh brothers have it. Singh brothers of the Amritsar, they have it. So do look at it, please. I would love to get their comments too. I would love that. Thank you.
गोष्ठी गोष्ठी
University बड़ा खुशी की बात है कि हमारा सिखिज्म जैसा रिप्रेजेंटेटिव बड़ा बंदे पहली गल सरकारी विभाग बड़ा गंभीर सीरियस बड़ा हौली हौली सोच के आइडिया केयर करके अपने तो भी एक्सप्रेस करने जब मेरे माइंड के वास्ते बड़े धीरज तेजी नाले गल्लां नहीं दस्सियां जितना तक इनका एक्सप्रेशन है ये पेश करते हम कमाल जो रीजनिंग करके साइंस के साथ में बनाते थे पेश करते हैं वो क्लास को पेश कर मैं इस गल बधाई हम है कि गल अज की टॉपिक कहते भाव कि साडा सिख थॉट के विचों मैं पढ़ूंगा कि गुरु ग्रंथ साहब की फिलोसफी है उसके ऊपर शब्द पहला ही सिख रखते ਅਸੀਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਤੋਂ ਜਾਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਤੋਂ ਜਾਂ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਤੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਪੌੜੀ ਥੱਲੇ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਇੱਕ ਪੌੜੀ ਥੱਲੇ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਜੋ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਥੋੜ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜੋ ਬਾਣੀ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਰਿਸੀਵ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਅਪਣਾਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਮੰਨਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਫਿਲਾਸਫੀ ਦਿਲ ਨੂੰ ਖੋਲ੍ਹ